welcome to 28 Before 28, where I make 28 brews before my 28th birthday. And today's our 5th brew. I am all glammed up for you guys. It's my day off, and I was like, I have to do this because of the card that I got and because of the herb that I got too. So the card that I got was the Queen of Wands on the Thoth deck, right? She is in all her glory. Yeah. And I also, just for reference, wait, let me show you the card. I also got Dandelion root. Oh, there we go. And honestly, at the beginning, I was like, what am I gonna do with this? You know, because like, honestly, okay, this is how it goes. At the beginning, it's always like I'm always rushing to do something with it, right? Like I'm like, I want to get to the making, like, oh, like I'm already having ideas. I'm reading about the Queen of Wands energy, and I'm already familiar with the Queen of Wands energy from the Rider-Waite tarot, and that's why I'm wearing this dress, because I feel like this dress always like just puts it out there for me, you know? And like, I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, she's just all like, it's like she's full of herself in the best way possible, and I don't think there could be any like downside to it. But don't rush. I did find that downside because I was just sitting with the energy, right? I actually like held myself back from doing anything with it, and then I was looking it up because I am familiar with the energy in a very in a different sense. But yesterday I reached a whole new like, oh my god, I get it, and it just made me so happy. But the way how it was that I woke up and I had coffee. Okay, I have a relationship with coffee. It's a very special one. It's a little bit of a tug of war, a push and pull. But I had coffee since a while, and I was up and ready. My digestion system was up. I was awake and whatnot, and I had work, so I was like reading all about the dandelion root. And I remember that when I had like a pause from coffee, that dandelion root was one of the ingredients that I had in my coffee substitute. And basically it does very similar things to coffee, right? It speeds up your digestive system, right? And it clears it up, okay? But what I've also like sat with in that energy is that the way I was feeling yesterday, because I was so in it, I was excited. And the thing is that I was inspired, and every time I get inspired, I just want to do something different. But I was like, no, I'm gonna stick to this thing. Like, this is it. What we're doing, this is it for now until the it goes away. You know what I mean? Anyways, so I was like sitting on it, and I was like bubbling, and I was hot, and I was sweating, and I was like, why am I so freaking hot? I'm so excited with these ideas that are coming in, but I'm just hot, right? And it feels a little bit like the Zoomies energy, you know, when suddenly I just feel like I need to run, you know, like I just need it out of my system. And it felt like that, but it just kept bubbling, and I was hot, and I was like, I love this energy. And also it's so annoying that I'm sweating right now. So I just kind of like started getting ready. No, actually I started editing a video and posted it, and I was like, you know, but I was excited. I was like, yes, love it. Don't control it. Just let it flow. Just do whatever. Just keep going. Don't stress about it. And I'm really about doing things differently. So throughout the day, I just felt more in my element, okay? And when I'm in my element, I just feel like I have all of the passion in me to speak about something. Like I am in it. Like this is when my voice get louder, you know, when I'm like, the passion comes out and it's heat, okay? So then I started like remembering times like this where this also happened, and it's like, it happened I'll give you a scenario. So I got tickets to go see Imagine Dragons, and it was such a like beautiful way it happened. It was just marvelous. It was a great thing. And I went, and that day it was still in the summer, but it's like 50 or below 50 degrees. It was raining, it was cold, and I was like literally in a tank top and a little cute black skirt, and I felt right. You know what I mean? Like I felt like, okay, this is me. And I was walking, and I was and I filmed it too, so like you'll get that video at some point. But I felt so confident, and so excited that I was going to have that experience. I was going alone. I didn't even give a fuck. I wasn't even a big Imagine Dragon fan, but I was like, holy shit, I just got this, excited as fuck. So then I went, and in like, it was cold. Like, people were in their jackets, right? And I did have a full jacket, but it was raining, but thankfully I was in a deck. It was like a little private area. Like, I was having the time of my life. So when the concert started and everyone was like singing and dancing, and like it was just going on, the way I felt it, because I was also in the back, was that I was just a vessel, right? Like, the concert was happening and you could just feel the energy of the crowd. You can feel the energy of the performance, right? Of the band and everything. And I could just feel it coming through me, right? And I was warm. Like, I was hot that I took off my jacket, and I was sweating, but I was having the time of my life. And when I was singing and screaming and shouting, like, I just felt that's exactly what I needed to do, right? So that energy just literally just like that is like, it was something coming through me. It was so big. It's so inspiring. It's so like raw, you know, like it's that, and it's just coming out. And it was just very like respectfully and very like, how do I say this? Like, it was just channeled properly. So I like, after I came back and I was like, wow, this was so intense. But then there's like almost like a recovery after that, because I was like, whoa, that was so much that just channeled through me. But it is what it is, you know? So yesterday it was the same thing, but it's like I'm getting such inspirations about what I'm doing right now, because I just feel like I've reached a threshold where I am not only confident in myself, but in what I do, and also in the process. Like, now I'm excited to fuck up. I'm excited to make mistakes. I'm excited to just learn and move on, right? Because I made it fun. Like, now it's a game to me, and I'm having so much fun. And that energy was bubbling up today too, because then I'm like, it's just in me, and it's just like, it's like oozing out of me, and it's just making me warm, right? So I was thinking about the dandelion root, and the dandelion root basically does something similar, right? Where basically it is a root, so it is very earthy. But what it does is that it kind of like channels the fiery part of you, where like it heats up the process, right? It like spices things up. It's not spicy, but it like keeps you going, right? And then it needs to be released, right? Because it's a little bit of a laxative too, depending on how much you take it. So I was like sitting with that energy, and I was like, oh my god, like, not only do I now understand what happens in my body physically, like I do this with so many cards, but some cards just come to align at certain times of life, and then you're like, okay, I get it. And this is how I feel. So, oh, now I get it. Like, I can talk for days about the shit that I'm going through, because I get so excited about the things, because I love this. Like, this is truly, like, I love it. It's my passion. It makes me so happy to learn. That's pretty much it. Like, it brings me so much joy. And a lot, the Queen of Wands energy, it's also about, it's like a receival energy. That's kind of like the Queen energy, is that you are receiving things, but you also know how to channel it, because she is seated. Like, this is her element. She is in her throne. She is sitting down. Like, this is my space. This is my, like, you know, like, she knows, like, this is her territory. And what I love about this energy too, that this is the type of energy specifically with the Queen of Wands, is that you receive this energy, you receive this fiery energy, right? It's like you receive the light, and then you emit it. And the way you emit it, it affects the people around you. So it's like people feel that passion, they feel that excitement, they feel that, you know what I mean? And it's like, that's all you need to do, and it doesn't matter, because you're just doing your own fucking thing. And that's what I really love about this energy, because it just reminds me, like, when you find your thing, if your thing is just discovery, do that. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't have to be a thing. It's just like, you need to just feel comfortable and in your element. That's all that matters sometimes. Like, you don't need to actively do something in order to touch people's hearts and, you know, to be an inspiration to people. Being you is it. You know what I mean? Like, it is the thing. You just being, you know? And I'm saying these things because these are things that I had to kind of figure out for myself in terms of, like, quote unquote being useful. And I've talked about this in a previous video about, like, oh, how do I be useful? And like, I feel like I'm not worthy unless I'm doing something useful. And I'm like, no, the more I do my things, I'm like, this brings me so much joy, you know? And the things that I have no control, whether people are feeling inspired, whether people are feeling the energy or not, the energy, whether it's felt or not, that's not the point. The point is that it comes through and you channel it and you let it be and you move on. You know what I mean? So today, the thing that I'm doing, the brew that I'm doing, is actually a syrup, because I feel like I want to do a 2-part series within this series of like making a drink and getting to know the root, or the herb, sorry, but also at the same time to like make a drink out of it, like make an actual brew. So my brew today is gonna be a syrup, but I want to use the syrup in different kind of like drinks, because I then got inspired, because I'm like, okay, this energy, even though it's a fiery energy, and when I read it, it says it's like the watery part of fire, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But it's like from the last degrees of Pisces into Aries, right? So it's very like raw, like it's very like, this is me, you know. I keep saying raw because of lions, and I don't know why. Is there a lion here? There's no lion in here. I feel like I keep thinking of the sun, and that's why. Anyways, but I have so many ideas for drinks to make with this syrup, because I feel like the root itself, like, I can just make tea too, which can work, which is fine, but I'm like, no, just spice it up, because why not? I have it in me to do that, and I want to be creative, and I want to let my creativity to come out. So that's what I'm doing. So the ingredients today is actually pretty simple. It's just water, a cup of water, and then I boil that water, so I'm going to start that up right now. And then half a cup of sugar, which I will wait until the water is boiling. And then a tablespoon of the dandelion root. So this, the place where I got these herbs, they also they have a little bit of a guidance of like how you can use this in like spells and whatnot, you know? Because I'm also all about that, you know? And it says here something about like, okay, luck, wishes, divination, but also it says calling spirits. And I was just wondering about that. I was like, how do you call spirits? But then when I think about it, I'm like, okay, if this is something that literally fires up, okay, this is like something that helps you hear in your core. It speeds up your digestive system, and then it clears it out. When it clears it out, when you calling spirits, it helps them to come through, right? So the way I think about this a lot is that usually, a lot of the times, we're just not expressing ourselves enough, right? We have all these big feelings, all these big ideas, all these things, you know, and then they just sit there, and then they manifest in different ways because they're not being expressed properly. So when you clear out your system, which this is actually how I use coffee, and I love coffee, love you coffee, and I always ask the coffee to clear my mind and cleanse my body, right? Because I feel like when my stomach is flushed and it's, you know, like it's clear, I can think better. Yeah, I don't know. This makes sense to me. So then I'm thinking about it in the same way. I'm like, okay, this makes sense why it allows calling spirits, because then you clear out the space for them to come through. So I really like that. And then divination, I'm like, I feel like anything can work with divination. You know what I mean? So I don't know why that. Wishes, I then now think about it in terms of like color. Right? Because sometimes when people think of luck and like making a wish about, you know, it's usually like bright and whatnot. I mean, like a shooting star, you know, something bright coming through, light, you know, things like that. So that's kind of my association game. But also, I was thinking about this energy, and I'm like, this color, like this dress, is my Queen of Wands energy. Like this makes me feel like I am that bitch. And I am, you know what I mean? So like, it just like kind of accentuates it. The same with like, I was like Florence and the Machine. Like the music, the songs like Free, like that is the song that kind of makes me feel this energy. You know, like there's certain things that I can associate that I'm just like, this is it. Like pinpoint, like this is it. And I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, so the water is heating up. It's not boiling just yet. But it also says that I need to roast it. And I said no. So I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to use the 1 tablespoon and to make that syrup. And then maybe in a couple of days, I'll make a drink out of it. Whoa. Since I had my coffee today, I didn't want to drink it as tea because then I'm like, I'll need all of that, you know, in my system. Oh my god, a tablespoon is crazy. I always look at these measurements, I'm like, that's a lot. But here's what it is. So that's what it is. And then, alright, water is boiling. 1 cup. And then half a cup of sugar. Perfect. And then now we just, ooh, I had it here. All right, just mix it up, you know. And I believe to let it simmer down, yeah. Perfect. Perfection. And then the last element here is to imbue it with the energy of the Queen of Wands, right? I feel like the dandelion root already has that, but I feel like to set an intention for when I do use the syrup in my drinks or in my brews and wherever they are, is that intention that I set in right here, sitting in this energy with this heat bubbling up, I can channel it into the drink. So that's what I'm gonna do while it's simmering down. So I'm gonna just let it simmer. I'm just gonna put my hands in like this, take a deep breath and focus on the energy and let it flow. Another thing I wanted to talk about was kind of like what happens when you don't do anything with the energy. And it basically runs you through, like it runs you out. And the way how I've experienced it yesterday, or like earlier today, because I was watching the show, today's my day off, I was like, I don't want to do anything. Right, that's like my immediate, I was like, oh, like I talk to people all day at work, blah, 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 like on my day off, I don't want to do anything. And I tried to do nothing, but that energy was bubbling up and it was like very like all over the place. And it's like, I'm still sweating and I'm like checking things and I'm like, want to do things. And I'm just like, no, but chill, relax. It's like almost trying to force myself out of it. But all it did was, it's just like, my nervous system was like, okay, what not, what, but also like, I just like, was snacking and just drinking my tea. I forgot to eat, right? And then I got up because I was like, okay, nowhere, like it has to come out, like I need to make this video. So I got up and I got dressed and I was doing the thing, but I was so like exhausted, I was shaking because I haven't eaten anything today. And I was like, I'm making a fucking steak. So I making a steak and I like ate a little something and I was drinking and stuff like that. And then I could feel like, okay, this energy is being put somewhere. So as I was getting ready to make this video and whatnot, like I was like, I felt it, like I felt just calm. I don't feel as heated anymore, you know, like yeah, I was screaming and shouting like 5 minutes ago, you know what I mean? But that's the passion, it has to come out. It's just passion. It's just passion. Anyways, so when you don't do anything, it just feels like a ping energy, like ding ding ding, I want to do this. And then it's like restless energy, literally that's it. It's just heat, restless heat. And yeah, that's what I got for you guys. So I'm going to wait for this for about, I think 30 minutes. I don't actually remember how long. So I'm gonna go check and I'll be back when the syrup is done. I'm back. So I actually didn't even take a full minute because I reread it and realized that it was supposed to be done the minute the sugar dissolved, and the sugar did dissolve. So this is my mason jar. All I have to do is just pour it in. Actually, am I supposed to let it cool a second? Okay, I feel like the glass will handle it, so I'm gonna wish for the best. So just pour it over. Nice, nice. Perfect, cover it. So this is the brew. I'm gonna let it to cool down a little bit and then I'm gonna put it in the fridge and leave it for 12 to 24 hours and then we will use it in our next brew. So thank you guys. This is our 5th brew. I love you and until next time.